Hi, my name is Patrick Clark, and I run the blog notesintheleftmargin.com. This is a companion video to the article on the blog entitled When Nothing Else Matters. And it's not about depression or single-mindedness about a goal where you're fixated on it. This is about a much subtler situation. Let me give you a scenario. Let's suppose that your living situation means that you don't have to worry about food, shelter, or indeed your health. Everything is kind of taken care of for you. So you've got a lot of free time if you desire, and you can also get into activities if you want. And indeed, if you come up with an idea, the staff and the people that are around you will support you. They won't do it for you, but they will definitely go out of their way to enable the correct situations. And to me, that sounds wonderful. Indeed, that's the situation I find myself in right now. I'm in a supported living environment, which means that due to my disability, I'm not as quick as I used to be, and the staff here basically help me out when they need to, or when I ask for help, and I get all my meals, and I think it's great because it frees me up to focus on activities and ideas, and indeed YouTube and the blog are two of them. And I'm like, cool, I can now do this, I can now do that. And I ran into someone a few weeks ago, very bright individual, and they're really searching for what they want to do in life, in a nutshell. And they are kind of frustrated because they really don't know. And so I come up with ideas, suggestions, and there's always maybe, could be, but never really. I can tell. There's nothing that's kind of locking them in that goes, here's a goal, we're really motivated about this. And it suddenly dawned on me why they're going through this, or at least it's one angle, and that is because nothing matters. If they do something, it's great. But if they don't do something, nothing happens. They don't, for example, in the real world, if you decide, I'm not going to do any work, then good luck paying your rent at the end of the month, and good luck eating, and what about the bills, right? Well, they don't have any of those issues, so nothing matters, nothing has weight. And I think in our efforts to assist people without taking goals in mind and the need to strive and achieve, we create kind of it backfires if it's not balanced. I remember when I was a teenager, where we were living was quite a ways away from a school that I could attend. And so my father arranged with the school board to get a taxi out. to get me to school. And he came to me and he said, I've made the arrangements with the school board, but you have to make sure that everything is kept up to date, that the records are kept up to date for how many trips, and you got to make sure that they get paid, the taxi gets paid, and you have to keep it on board. And that was just one thing, and I really understand now that why my parents did these kind of things was you need not only responsibility, but you need to be invested in something because it keeps your life going. It keeps things puttering along. And this individual doesn't have that. Again, nothing matters. Everything's an option. Nothing bad will happen to them if they don't do something. Therefore, one of their options is to do absolutely nothing. And they're now in their 30s, and they're really struggling. And I say, well, what would you like to do? And even to that question, I get a kind of, I'm not sure. And they mean it. And so I've decided to do this short video and the blog article just about this. And the importance of not only having goals, but having to do things that move your life along. I mean, if you do it right, and at this stage of the game for me, this is great. Because, like I said earlier, I can now do all sorts of things, and I do some volunteer work, and the people I work with are great. But if I never needed to, if my parents had always done everything for me, or let's say I grew up in an institutional environment, would I be in the same boat? It's an interesting thought, and it really makes me think of the first Matrix movie, where I believe near the end of the movie, Neo is confronted with the agent. They finally caught him, and one of the questions that comes up in the dialogue is, why did you make the Matrix so dystopian? And the agent says to Neo, well, we tried the other way. We created the first Matrix in a kind of euphoric Disneyland, everything's perfect kind of setup, but we found that humans just sort of withered away because they didn't have to do anything. And so we found that it was necessary to create an illusion where there were problems, where you did have to struggle, right? Now, I don't have any answers for this person, but at least now we have some insight and the importance of meaningful effort and challenge. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll put together an article in this video. I don't know what it's going to end up being like, but there you have it. So everybody have a great day. My name again is Patrick Clark, and I run the blog at notesintheleftmargin.com. Bye-bye for now.